Welcome, welcome. And if you're watching the replay, welcome. Make sure you watch to the end because it's going to be mind blowing between me and Coach Nancy Nadi. And I want you to take every single thing you're going to learn today and grow your business. Hi, so today we are talking about a very interesting topic, a topic that will shape your business, especially if you're a business owner and you are having struggling, especially with staff, and you want to really grow. So today we're talking about how to end employee related issues and build committed staff. How to end employee related issues and build a committed staff. If you have issues with your staff, I think you should sit back and watch this video. Tag your friends, let them come on board. It's gonna be an amazing night. I and Coach Nancy Nadi will be live, and we'll be talking to you. Trust me, we don't want to waste your time. Immediately she comes on board, we start immediately. So welcome. Hi, Coach Nancy. If you're here, just say hello so that I could bring you on board and we start. Remember, we're talking about how to end employee-related issues. Do you have staff that steal from you? Do you have staff that actually don't do their jobs? Do you have staff that always makes you feel very angry because at the end of the day, you're paying them salary, but you're doing all the work? Sit back and relax. Let's talk to you about it. Hi, Coach Nancy Nadi. If you're here, say hello. I have a bad cold, just in case you see me talk some way. I have a cold. Coach Nancy, if you're here, I would like for us to start immediately so that we don't waste people's time. Coach Nancy Nadi, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Someone should help me tag Coach Nancy. Help me tag Coach Nancy. Let her come on board. We need to start immediately. Okay. This is gonna be an amazing night. Hi, Lagos moms. Nice to see you. Coach Nancy, I don't know where she is. Why is she not here? So she's here finally. Coach Nancy, say hi, please. Let's bring you on board. You're wasting people's time. Okay. All right. So remember that if you are ready to, sorry for wasting your time too. If you're ready to learn how to, end all employee-related issues, please come on board right now and watch us. Coach Nancy is here and she will be going live with me. So, yeah, she's here. Yes.
Oh,
What happened? You left the first time.
never. My hand touched something.
Sorry. All right. So how do you do?
I'm fine. Oh,
I have a
just
small cold. Small
sorry.
cold.
I'm
You'll be
just
all right.
coming in. I went for an engagement today, so you can see me.
Can
I'm
see
still
it
glam glam.
now.
I've
We
not
can
even
see
dropped.
it.
I said no. I
See
have
how
to
fine you're
follow.
looking.
I have to follow your footstep. You won't cancel
Hi.
any event.
Am I
You
looking
say
like this? Which
no.
one
I
is
have
your
to do
footstep?
it.
Which one is your footstep? Please look at
No,
this lady. Oh. See how
no.
fine
Your
she's
footstep
looking.
in terms of your consistency online. You will not cancel anything. Even I see you. Oh, you are at Tony Elumeli's event. Your life will still hold. So I say no, Nancy. Don't be tired. Raise up and go and do the live.
You have to
I,
do it, though. You have to do it. I'm
thank
so
you so
sorry.
much.
So once in a while, I may be going off a little because I have a cold, so that I can
Okay.
my nose. All right, but that's fine. All right, can we start up immediately?
Yes, we can start. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me once again. I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. So today our topic is on how to end employee-related issues and build committed staff. So a lot of people find it difficult in this arena to say, oh, most employees have issues. But I want to clear something before I start. From my own personal experience and from my research, I realized that we have a lot of good employees out there that have good intention for our businesses. But the truth is, if we don't know how to go about it, we will think everything is about them. We must try as much as possible as CEOs to actually be ready to do the needful so that we can really attract good people and retain them. So I don't want to do that so that, you know, but at the end, we know there are bad people. Like I said, from my experience, I've realized that 92% of people I've hired so far are always good. It's only 8%. And the truth is, we can actually take out the 8%. We can put in place the right policies to ensure we don't even attract those negative ones. So before I go in, I want to talk about committed employees first. Then we'll now come back to employee-related challenges and all that. So why do you think a lot of employees are not committed in our organization? Number one is absence of trust. When a staff resumes with you, they start working with you, they begin to see some inconsistency in the way you do things. Some of us don't have clear vision at the beginning. We don't even have clear job description. We don't even know what we want them to do for us. We just want to hire. So at this point, we keep blaming them. We keep accusing them of not working. You say, you're coming to work, you are doing nothing. Whereas as the CEO, you have not even assigned anything for me to do. But the staff cannot look back to tell you that because you are the boss. And you are saying you are coming to work doing nothing. So I can share from my experience. I started my business alone, just me. I remember I was 3 months pregnant then. I started alone. After I started, I realized I needed help. I was like, this workload is too much. So I didn't define the kind of help I wanted. I just said I need staff to come and help me. So along the line, I hired people to join me. They joined. The first person joined. I realized after hiring that first person, I was still doing all the job. She would just come. The only thing I allow her to do is clean, mop, get me food, get me drink. I was still doing all the job. And why? Because of fear. There are some, for me, I'm trying to talk from my experience now. I had fear of, if she touch my product now, she will take my money. If she touch my money, she will steal. So I was still battling with all those things. At that point, there was no clear job description for the person. There was nothing. So I keep complaining that she's not doing anything. And the staff too will be looking at you like, am I not doing anything? That's not an absence of trust, in the sense that sometimes as CEO, we give too much promises that we cannot meet at the beginning. Too much promises. And as entrepreneurs, we must understand that we need to pay attention to our data before we start promising people. We don't just do things spontaneously like, once I hire this person, I'll start giving you. So most people don't trust their employers. Most people. So I even go for, maybe I go to some organization to do like training for the employees. We tell their CEO to go out first. Excuse us, sir. Or excuse us, ma. And we have conversation with them. You realize they don't trust their boss. So you need to correct that part. If people don't trust you, they might not work with you with their whole heart, because they have that mark like, this person can change tomorrow. So the first one is absence of trust. Then the second one is absence of presence of conflict. Conflict in the sense that as the CEO, somebody in your organization comes to tell you, the manager came late today. And you as the CEO goes back to the manager to tell the manager the exact person that told you that he came late. All those things actually backfire. Everybody in your organization starts to go mute. They don't want to say anything. I don't want trouble. Let me just be there. Now that the CEO is, I don't want any problems. And the truth is, we can actually systemize some of these things. You don't have to, somebody don't have to tell you who is coming late. Nobody has to tell you. The manager don't have to even tell me or anybody. There are systems, where clocking devices that are cheap, not really expensive one, cheap one that you can put in your organization to solve that problem, so that they are not having internal conflict. And a lot of business owners don't know how to manage conflict. Instead of them to manage conflict, they turn it into side gossip. And when you are involved in those kind of conversation, you are killing your business. A lot of people do it because they want to get information. Maybe when I'm not around, A will tell me what B is doing, B will tell me what, and at the end, you start creating a lot of gossip within the organization, and at the end, it backfires back to the CEO. Then number 3 is lack of transparency. Most business owners don't even want transparency, in the sense that sometimes it's very funny that you go and buy products that you want to sell. You are not allowing the person you want to hand over this product to even know the quantity. You just tell her, put it there. Put it there. And at the end, if anything is missing, you come back to accuse the same person that, I'm looking for 1 wig. And the person is like, you didn't even hand over the wig to her in the first place. She's just in the shop like a dummy. So she's not even understanding what you are saying. But that transparency will help you to even make them accountable. And when you make your team members accountable, it's easy for them to even be committed, like, oh, the owner knows what she's doing. I realize that most people that even behave wrongly in organization is because they know that their CEOs or the owners don't even know what they have. They don't know what they are doing. So they tend to also misbehave because they know you don't know. Because you don't know, you can't even check. So you bring in things, no transparency in that sense. You just come, bring things for people, and you expect them to be responsible for it. I tell people, especially when you have store where you have like 4 to 5 people, no segregation of duties, no segregation. You have 4 people managing the same week. For instance, maybe you sell bag. 4 people are in charge of the bag. Now, 6 bag is missing according to you, not according to the staff, not according to anybody's record. You are the only one that knows what is missing. That is not fair on your staff. You are not transparent like that. Even though anything can be missing, maybe the thing is truly missing, they should be aware that, oh, I received 5 bags, we sold 2, now it's remaining 1, 2 is missing. Let all of us be in that knowing that this thing is not there. Then it's easy for you to even say, oh, you are responsible. And even at that, a lot of people do something. When something is missing in our organization, you put your staff together, calculate the money, and share it within all of them. It's a very wrong approach of doing. It's a very wrong approach, because it's not everybody that is in that place that actually commit that offense. It's actually someone that did that. And anytime you share this loss within 5, 10 people, you are the truthful one. They will leave your organization, and you will have the thieves, the ones that are bad. They will remain. So you must understand that these things, because we are all human, and the way you work with your staff is the way you feel that somebody should work with you or work with your own kids. So the last 51 years, some of the things that make people not to have ownership mindset is you don't demand accountability from your team, which also is like a continuation from the transparency. You don't demand accountability. You don't measure progress. You don't measure productivity. Everybody comes into the organization. They just come in, do whatever they want to do, they go. You cannot even say, hey, this is what A is supposed to be. So there's something I call key result area. If everybody comes to work every day, what are the 5 things you must do every day on each role? This role, you are the customer service representative. Top 5 things you must do daily. So if that person comes to work today, that means these 5 things must be done. If you are the accountant, top 5 things you must do daily. That means if you come to work today, apart from your JD can have more. Your JD can have maybe 20, 15, whatever is there. But I'm talking about top 5. So we call it key result area. These things are, every time you come into this office, every time you come into this office or you resume, these things must be done. It makes it easy for you to hold these people accountable. So really say they are due, because a lot of people hire employees and they don't do anything. And you keep blaming the employees. It's not their fault. The truth is, number one, as the leader of that organization, if you don't know your vision, you don't even know what you want, you need to even define, what do I want in this organization? I was telling someone this afternoon that 2 people can be doing the same business, but they don't have the same vision. The fact that somebody is selling food and you're also selling food does not mean you are going the same way. Someone else might be heading to Kaduna while you are heading to maybe Imo State. It's not the same thing that should be there. And from this, I will dive into policies for organization. A lot of people copy and paste policies, and they realize that it's not working for them. Now, you have an employee, your own industry. When you are formulating policy for your organization, number one, your personality has to be factored in. Why? Because you are the owner of the business. You are unique from, I'm unique from Nigeria Brand Chick. How she will react to something else might not be how I will react. So there are some important parts that cannot be changed, but there are some things that should be based on who you are. So for instance, I've worked with somebody before that she said that she does not care if her staff is not honest. That excellence, top honesty for her. Why for some people, honesty is number one, excellence comes second. So now you can't judge that person. It does not mean that that person is bad, but it's just a function of that person's personality. You must understand who you are. You must understand your industry. How does your industry operate? I saw something online recently, and I was asking, will you tell a Domino's Pizza not to open on Sunday. Let's think about it. A Domino's Pizza or a fast food, you know that weekend, Sunday, public holiday at their peak period. So you can't work in that place and not at all say, I'm not working on Saturday. I don't want to work on Saturday. You're working in Domino's Pizza. I cannot work. Because why? Those are the days they actually make it. But that does not mean the CEO cannot factor in rest for them. There must be rest. Because I see a lot of people have what we call rules and regulation. Policy has to be mutually beneficial. It must benefit you as the CEO. It must benefit your staff. And the truth is, structure in the old sense benefit three people: the business owner, the customer, and the employee. So everybody has stake in structure. The fact you are structuring your business does not mean that any of these parties should suffer. No. It is for the better of everybody. So now you have to ensure, okay, the policy I want to create, how is it going to help my own organization? How is it going to help me? And in the other hand, how is it going to affect my staff? Then you create a balance. So for small businesses, we are not like multinationals. You can't copy and paste all those things. And sometimes we can't just take big voluminous policies and bring it to our organization and say, a lot of people don't read it. A lot of people, even the CEO, don't even know what is inside because it's too voluminous. You have to understand that your business is small. Number one, your policy formation must align with your industry, your personality, your stage in business. What level are you? What are you? Your size? How big are you? You have to understand those things. And as you grow, you can always update. As you grow, you can always update because things happen. Because if you don't, and again, if you don't look at your level or stage and you create policy, you can also create a policy that can also affect you. You become a victim of your own policy. You can become a victim of your policy because you decided to create policy that you did not weigh it around your own organization. And I tell business owner, look at patterns in your industry. Look at patterns in your business. Okay, maybe you've been hiring people and every time you realize that you are having high turnover of employees. Look at pattern. What is making people to stop working for you? What are you not doing right? You begin to look at those things. Is there a way we can tweak it to be more better? Is there a way we can refurbish it, work on it, and make it more presentable? Because the truth is, for people to leave the organization and go and work elsewhere, they're actually still looking for a job. The only problem is that your organization is not giving them what they want. And I want us to understand that employees are like customers. You must understand, what does your employee want? And I keep saying it, everything is not money. But what they want matters. What they want is not a function of you asking them, what do you want? If you ask any employee, what do you want? They will tell you money. But the truth is, if you pay attention, look at them very well, you can see their need. And sometimes those needs might not necessarily be money. For instance, I have a client that stays on the island, and majority of the staff comes from the mainland. Now, most times they get to work late, or most times they are complaining of transport being too much. I said, you can look for a self-contained from your organization post and have like a staff quarters. Put rules and regulation there if you can afford it. That's why I said it's a function of your size, it's a function of your stage, it's a function of your industry, your personality. So those things, you have to factor it in. It's not just that once you hear something, you run with it. Because I hear a lot of things. You take time to grow. You cannot just start from day one. Even all the multinationals that give a lot of benefit today, they didn't start from there. They grew little by little. So don't take on what you cannot do. Don't go and start saying, I want to pay somebody 100,000 when you know you can't afford it yet. So it's a function of, but if you have other parts of your business well structured, you have communicated your JD to them, they can see structure, they can see you conforming to the standard you have created. I'm telling you, you will have people that will work for a long time. And also for everyone that has, I realize people will come to my DM and say, you say a lot about staff handbook, policy, but I have one and it's not working. And I've worked with people, I will say, send me your staff handbook, and I will look at it, realize that there are some ingredients that if it's not factored in your handbook, you will still continue to have problems. You must get it right. Why? You are a small business. The truth is, there's nothing really protecting you in that sense, rather than you getting the right policy in place in the most simple way, in a concise way, communicate it with your employees, ensure they sign for it, and it must be communicated. They must understand it. The truth is, if you don't communicate it well, they might be breaching it, and it's not because they want to breach, it's because there is gap. Sometimes it's because there is gap in communication. So when there is gap in communication, they can breach it anyhow, and you are thinking, oh, why? But the truth is, let me allow Nigerian TikTok and I'll continue.
No, I just wanted to, chip in some little things, because everything that you say is what I have lived, what I have done, what has happened to me, my failures in the past, and where I'm going to. Now, you said something that's not every employee wants money. Sometimes what they want is just to be known, that at least recognized for their work and all that stuff. I realized that very early. Most of my staff wanted to work, but the problem they had at that time was that the places where they have accommodation, right, was like a papa, and we're opening shop in VI.
Mm-hmm.
We had to look for a space for them to stay.
Very good.
That changed the way food started coming out at Nelly's. So at that time when I was starting, because they had somewhere to stay, food started coming out by 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Immediately. Unlike before, 12, So it was really, really that bad. So when I understood that's just what they just wanted. So even when I wanted to get a bigger space, I realized that for me to be able to continue to grow, I had to get a space that will also accommodate them. So I got every space I have. That's why I take buildings. Somebody like maybe Nelly or Turi. No, I take the buildings because the BQ is the staff that is there. They're not, imagine living in Lekki. I don't even stay in Lekki. They're living in Lekki with BQ staff, and they're, waking up early, making sure all the food is ready.
So things will just be going smooth.
Thank you. But before then, it was a big struggle. Every time I'm always shouting, why is it, this customer has called, just one singular change. Then another thing I did, no matter how good you are, right? No matter how good you are, as a customer service person, if you're not living within a certain kilometer of where my shop is, I'm not hiring you.
Yeah, standard.
I am not hiring, because I've had people who are hired in the past who are living very far, but who are good at what they do. And every single time, it becomes like, are you not understanding that Nigeria is doing us? So it becomes the norm. And madam, please, I'm sorry, I'm in traffic.
I'm sorry.
Every single day, I'm in traffic. So because of it, what would you do? What would you do? You can't do anything. So we even went the route of carry the phone and go home, chat with them before you get here. Said, like, it was not working. What I started doing is, you have to live within a certain vicinity of Lekki for you to be able, even if it's just a Ajao, but you're coming from the mainland. I'm sorry, I will smile with you, I'll be happy with you, but I'll tell you, you're not fit for this job. Because I personally want to remove some prayer points from my business. It's true. There's sometimes
yes, intentionally. I'm telling you, you're right.
We're disturbing God a lot. We are giving God too much prayer points.
Stress.
When the things we're supposed to do are just in front of us, make those changes and everything will be fine.
I'm telling you.
The moment I did that, everything went on good. Do you understand where I'm coming from? I have a staff. Okay. Let me just please one last one.
Yeah.
I have a staff. This lady, she's a mom, right? She was actually living close by, but life happened.
Marriage.
Life happened, and which it can always happen to anybody. And me, I'm very, very, anybody that knows me knows, when I'm doing interview, I'm sorry, but I ask questions. I ask you, are you getting married soon? I ask you, I need to know. I can't put in so much of my strength training you at Nelly's, showing you what keto is, gluten-free is, low carb is. It takes a lot of time. And after showing you all these things, tomorrow you just get up and say you're leaving. That one man has carried you and moved you to another place. It's difficult.
It's not funny.
That training takes a lot of me. So this lady has been there. In fact, she's actually my longest standing staff. So life happened to her. She used to live close by, but after a while, she had to move further down. And it's just normal. And you know, when I was even hiring her, I knew that she had children, and at that time she was already done with having children. But all of a sudden, she got pregnant again.
Wow.
And she's living very far. So at first, I was like, um, we were doing come to work by 10:30 because of how far her house was. Her house is like Bogije. Yeah, far. Like come to work by 10:30 and close later and finish up what. But even that 10:30 self, you know, they work. So when I opened up my factory in Aja, I moved her to the Aja factory. So even in the Aja factory, she was not even expected to come almost every day. My own is, can you still deliver on your work without having to be physically there every time? Because she is an inventory person. She's not the one of the hands-on people. And she could. So instead of having her to carry her baby, come and all that, she was still looking for ways to manage her and also be able to give us the best out of what we're paying her salary for. So the truth is that as a business owner, a lot of things will come to you. You will meet that, you will feel like you've hired the right staff, or you feel like you're the best job, but things can happen. Life can happen, and you can't just wake up and say, oh, because of this happened, you're gonna do like that. No. You know, so we need to learn how to understand that committed staff, they're ready, they're there.
They're there to
just
be
put
sincere.
in the little things, but it don't frustrate them. You know that thing you said about you know, they'll just give you something to keep, and next they'll ask you who that something is missing and all that. Yeah, I almost was like that too, but my own case was a little different. I would not show you the recipe. I'm telling you, this is from experience. I was so scared that if I share my recipe, that they will steal it. Every business owner, especially if you're doing something unique as far back as 2016, 17, you would have felt that way. So because I felt that way, I just said to myself, okay, I'm not going to give out my recipe. I will just do this, do this, do this. And you know, when I have calculated that this thing is supposed to give me such an amount of bread, and it's not matching up, and I'm not coming to shout at them. I'm like, madam, you just gave me 10 kg. So I realized that was the problem. So because I'm giving you 10 kg is a problem, because I said this 10 kg is supposed to bring out 100 bread, and next you're bringing out 60 bread, and I can't really quantify. What did I do? I created sachets. So this one will give you 1 bread. If I give you this one, it will give you 2,000 back. If I give you this one, it will give me, do you understand?
Yeah.
So it was that way of breaking it down that was able to, you know, get it right. And even this thing you're talking about, job description, most of the people who you're working with, most of your staff don't even understand the English inside the
break it down.
I actually do sit down, get the HR person to sit down and speak pidgin.
Break it down. It's not that difficult. Like I said, when you talk about your inventory now, I tell people inventory is not complicated. When you want to do your inventory as a business owner, no matter what you are selling, even though you are selling ugu, for instance, you must use the language your staff understand. A lot of people get software and they confuse themselves with the software and them. No, use the language that you are using in dispensing your product already. If you are talking like raw material utilization, when you talk about production, I bought flour, I gave it to them. What I was even trying to explain is, at the point you are giving it from the inventory person, how many kg was given to the production team? Everybody must account for what is in their custody, so that you can know at what point anything went wrong, so that you can know who exactly is having the issue. Did it happen from the inventory person? For instance, if inventory person is supposed to give the production people 50 kg and the person gave 40, if you track back, you can know where the issue is. But if you don't know the issue and you put everybody together, you are working as if all of us are the same family. You are not putting the right system in place. No standard. You are just saying, just give them some, take some. There will always be issues. And at sometimes, some people that are innocent will be affected. You will keep maybe shouting on innocent people sometimes, or confronting the wrong people. But when you get these things systemized, it's easy for you to actually help everybody to be happy. The truth is, when you accuse people of what they don't do, it's very painful, and we all know it. But the truth is, when you actually assign role to people, right, and you know you are the one in charge of this particular laptop and you did not deliver, if your boss is saying, oh, Titilayo, why didn't you take this laptop up? You won't complain. You won't feel bad. Because why? You know it's your responsibility. So everybody, you need to understand. Let me tell you, sometimes these things are not easy. But you just have to be doing it gradually. And at a point, you will get over it. You'll be able to do it. A lot of us, our employees don't even know our expectation from them. They don't know our expectation. When somebody don't know your expectation, the person resumes in the morning and is looking, and you are saying, don't you know you're supposed to start calling customers? It does not know. It does not know. So for me now, my staff that is in charge of customer service know that every morning what we do is, once we resume, we pull out our data from the software and we look at customers that didn't come yesterday. It is our responsibility to call them. She will just call them, good morning, we didn't see you yesterday, what happened? Is a standard. So if you don't have those standards in place, you can't be saying they are not working. Because they don't know. Sometimes they will call, you will come back and scream, why did you call the customer? Did I tell you to call? You are the one that said don't call. You are the one that said, why did you call? So sometimes this thing can be very confusing. Also, some of us, our employees don't know that we don't even know our obligations to our employees. Some CEOs don't know their obligations to their employees. And this is part of what your staff book and book should carry. Your staff should know when they should expect their salary. It is a norm. Let them know, even no matter the date. Sometimes your date might not be.
And if there is even a delay 1 minute, write an email and apologize. Send messages to all of them and apologize.
So in the staff handbook, you will see it there. We pay on the XYZ 26, 28, first, second, no matter when you pay. Let them be aware. They can plan their life. I tell people, a lot of people say, oh, my staffs are not committed, they are not following the vision. And I tell you, to be sincere, I grew up from a poor home. So I started working at the age of 19. I was working in the cafe. So, and the reason why I went to work was money. So I like to think from my perspective before I now think of ownership, committed, vision. I keep saying, number one reason why your employee came to you is the need. They have need. So they needed money to solve the need. Now, when they now join your organization, they now realize that you have structure, you are not shouting. They realize that, this place is a place I can work. There is growth here. There is future here. Then they can now stay and be committed. The 5 points I shared earlier, they saw it there that, oh, you are truthful, you are committed to your words, you don't give them issues. They can now begin to build ownership mindset. It's not some ownership mentality, don't fall on people. It's not something that you will see a staff, they will just begin to have ownership. No, it's your vision. You know, every employee that is working for you is pushing your vision, not their own. And it will be unfair for you if you don't have an inclusion in what you have. You might not have all the money today, like what we said. What is stressing your staff currently? What is that problem they have? What are they struggling with? Transportation, the places. Okay, for me now, you said I don't hire people outside my local government. All my staff, they stay within my local government. And I remember when we had strike, because telecom industry, when we have strike, we need to still sell. Even during the COVID, we were selling. The network bought buses for us. They will go and pick our staff from home. They will drop them in the office. All the network. We were still selling. We were making money. Imagine. So I understood that, and I used it as a strategy for my total building of my team to say, stay within the environment, because anytime there is strike or there is COVID or we still have to be in the office. Now, if they are not staying far, they can just walk to the office. And walking to the office is easy for me. Some of them just walk down or take maybe one bike or something very close within that local government. And it has helped me a lot. So, and I know that sometimes, even though they have to do overtime, they will get home late, but their homes are not far from the office. So it makes life easy for them. Because the truth is, you can't just be self-centered, thinking, only me, only me, only me. I'm not saying give them everything, but there must be balance. There must be inclusion. Okay, what is in it for the staff? Okay, another thing a lot of people don't do is that you want your staff to work with you for long. What is the growth plan? Some of you hire people and 5 years later, they are still earning the same salary. No, it's a no. You must find a way to ensure you reward performance in your organization. It's not just everybody. And I want to say at this point, when you just wake up one day and say, oh, everybody, I want to increase everybody's salary, you've been working well. Don't forget that there are some people not working well in your team. And increasing everybody at the same time is fair on the faithful ones. It's unfair, I'm sorry. It's unfair on the faithful ones. You have to have what we call KPI to measure them. You must measure performance. So that at the end of the year, quarter, you come up with that with the KPI and say, oh, X, Y, Z. Everybody knows that you measure. So everybody will try to conform. Everybody will try to comply. Don't just increase everybody's salary. Somebody that has been insulting customer salary is increased. Somebody that has been coming late without unnecessary reason, increase. Then somebody else has been faithful. The truth is, employees copy from each other. They learn from each other. Whatever you allow, go. If you allow someone to misbehave and you later increase the salary, they won't tell you anything. Next week, almost everybody will start misbehaving.
And they'll remind you. They'll remind you. Say, but you did this person now. So
they will tell you. So they will tell. Some of them will keep quiet. But when the matter becomes tough, they will say, hey, but Bola was late last week, man. You didn't do it. You didn't say anything. So you don't allow. And as a CEO,
they're not saying you have favorites.
Yes.
They'll say you have favorites in the show.
There's
nothing I never hear. Like me, as you see me like this, I don't hear everything. They say at a time, so I had to, even at a time, sorry I had to cut it short. Yeah. At a time, I had to even distance myself a little bit because it was as if you guys are me, favorite, waiting. I'm just trying to point out the problems that you're having. Let me also mention three things. I want to mention three things. One, that three things I have done from my staff, and one of the reasons that one of them actually left and came back. This one, the guy told me that what he really wants to do, he doesn't know how to speak English. That, you know, when you're asking, what do you want? This was what he wanted. He just wanted to learn that he feels like the reason why he's good at what he does. He's good, like he's very, very good, but he just cannot speak English and he cannot write. So I took out time, hired someone back then to teach him how to do ABCD, teach him how to write 1, 2, 3. Like as mundane as it will sound to somebody like you or everybody watching here, that was something that actually like was a wow for him, because somebody finally is doing adult education for him. That was just all he wanted. Now, at a time he now came and asked me to increase salary. I said, I can't increase salary. This is what the baseline for it is all about. He left and he came back. He's still with me till now. He came back, but is he good at what he does? He's very, very good. Let me give another person too. When we started, around that time in 2016, 2017, my security man, back then, he came, joined us. He's good at what he does. If I say put up generator by so and so time, he will put it up. If I say do this, he will do. He was always on point. He does his job very well. I later realized that he has done OND and he wanted to really do his HND. So he now told me, please, ma, I want to take some time off and go and do my HND. And he's back. He's now the maintenance person for Nelly's. So he's no more security, of course, but he's now in charge of maintenance. He handles everything, like making sure. So when we buy diesel, because mathematics is waiting for this diesel now. It's not crazy.
It's not smart, though.
So when I buy diesel, if I say I buy 500 liters, I say, guy, this 500 liters has to last for 2 months. So you're going to do the math and come back and tell me how these 500 liters will last for 2 months. And he will do it. So you tell me, madam, we're going to be putting this diesel on for like 45 minutes. He will give me timelines. Imagine if this boy didn't go to learn and grow, or if I refused and sacked him or say, get out because he wants to go and grow. He will never have come back.
Thank you. I love that. And I want to say at this point that employer-employee relationship must not always end in conflict. You as a CEO listening to me today, stand on the point of changing the narrative. In my early days, I used to have staff, when they are leaving, they will be angry. And the organization, but now I tell you, when they are leaving, they write me love letters. As in, my life has changed. There was one of my staff that said, I never believed I could pay my mom's bills from the office. He was working, and I told him, you are good in graphics. You can do it in the night. You can do it after you have closed and make money. When I realized it was that good, I was sending people to him. When he made the first money, paid his bill of his parents, he was crying in my office. so we can be a blessing to our staff. I remember in my own organization, like me, I don't have that conversation of you coming to say, I want to increase my salary. No, everything has been captured in the staff handbook. Everything has been captured. There's time when we increase salary.
That was there.
Okay. There's time when we increase salary, and you know it, and you need to merit it to earn it. And they know that our MD sticks to standard. And again, one of the things that affect us so much is being sentiment, being emotional, especially in your early days. And one of the things you can also do to take that out is to ensure most of the request in your organization is written. Most of the requests. For those that cannot write, let the customer service help them write. You want to request for anything, put it in writing. I don't want to hear your emotions with what you give me. Just put it in writing, send it. We already have everything covered in our staff handbook. Like, was it like 2 weeks ago, 2 people were asking for permission on the same day. And like in my own organization, I've told them we don't have enough staff because we have 8 branches. We cannot have one staff everywhere. It's not possible. That's going to affect us in terms of cost. So now we can allow you, but everyone has to go on their own permission on different days. Why? Because we need somebody to step in for you. And they know. But along the line, 2 people brought the same letter at the same time. We have to look at it. The admin need to look at it and say, okay, who brought first? Sometimes we'll tell them, go and have agreement with yourself. Which person's own is more important than the other one? Can you swap for them? They see that love. They see, I'm telling you, I have more than 10 staff that have worked with me for like above 9 years. They've been there. Sometimes I'm crying like, you people, where will you go? So that, because I will still increase your salary next year. These people don't come late to work. It's not exaggerating. Last year, I had to do double increments for everyone. No record of lateness, no record of absenteeism. I'm like, what kind of people are these? Because they understood what we are doing. And they see that you love them. When you create things to help them, I'm telling you, it's not that you have to pay people all the whole money in this world. Successful entrepreneur or experienced entrepreneur knows that it's not fat salary that make you have committed staff. It's about your behavior, your respect, then empathy.
Let me
How do you have empathy for your staff? Number one way to have empathy is having all your policy in place so that you don't miss emotions with the organization standards. I remember I had one of my employees that had accidents. This guy had accidents. I had a dispatch rider. So he was riding along in solo. He had an accident. They called me. I was scared. We rushed down to the place, look at everything we needed to do. They took him into his solo general hospital. They could not take him. We had to refer him back to general. At the end, we got to Gobi. At the entry point, before we entered Gobi, they said we had to drop 200,000 naira before they would even admit him at all. It was between life and death. So immediately, my husband said, okay, we moved the money to them. Immediately we moved the money. They now took him in, put him up. He was in Gobi for 3 months. 3 months, we were paying him salary. We were going to check him in the hospital. We were giving him food. The whole world, the pastor, everybody, the wife, every day they are sending message. God will bless you. Immediately we get to Gobi, they will say, hello, which organization is this? We'll tell them, they'll say, God bless you. There are lots of people, they abandon people here. We did that. It was fine. He resumed back to office. He started working. Along the line, he started working. I don't know what happened to him, whether devil entered him. Because in my organization, our policy is stiff. When it comes to theft, we don't play with theft. When it comes to theft, there is what we call is zero to non-tolerance under the manual. Fighting is one of them. Theft, actually, not just accusation, theft with evidence. So
yes,
this guy,
you're gone. You can't come back.
He went to the bank, took the cash to the bank. After counting, he had overage of 100,000. So he called the cashier to say, how much is this? Is the money you gave me, how much? The cashier told him exactly what she felt she gave him. Then, when he realized the money was over, he put the money in his pocket and he went away. Not knowing that the bank was the one that had issue. The cashier in the bank did not count well. So the cashier was now looking for 100,000 in the night. They now started calling me directly. They went to their system, picked my number and called me directly. Good evening, ma. Somebody from your office came today and blah, 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 blah happened. I was like, wow. So I started calling him. He did not pick. It's like he sensed what was happening. He did not pick. So I called the office. I called the cashier. I called the manager. They said they are not aware that their account balance that they've gone. So immediately I started calling him. I was driving past there. I brushed their office because that office is actually in my estate. They said he has gone home for the day. So immediately, after some time, I saw him drove in, packed, went to his dispatch bike and came to the office. Says, excuse me, ma, you were calling me. And I said, yes, I'm calling you. That this bank has called, that they gave you overage. Where is the money? And he said, he forgot it inside this box. I was like, can you forget your salary? 100K inside the box. Ow! I said, please, just rush down to the bank. Go and give them their money. They are waiting. And you know the bank will not close if they don't balance. So he rushed down. When he came back, I didn't even talk. Like I said it, I made a post recently. Stop firing your staff. Let them fire themselves. You don't need to fire. Don't be having unnecessary headache for people's problem. It's clear in our staff handbook what to do. And immediately we resumed the next morning. We had a meeting. And I was asking everybody, I'm not the one to talk now. Admin manager, what do we do in this case? Everybody started reading the policy out. Based on what has happened, this is what you should do. And he just had to go. He had to. I love this person. He has been working, but what can I do? I can't. Sentiment, if you bring that kind of sentiment in that kind of issue, you are going to kill the other people. So it's not really about him. And the truth is, this guy left our organization. Was it like 2 or 3 years ago? I bought something on Instagram, and he was the one that came to deliver it in my house. And we have changed location. We're no longer staying where we're staying. We're staying in our house. So he came to drop it. And immediately he saw my daughter. He was shouting, I want to see madam. I want to see her. And immediately he called me. I came to deliver this thing. Long time, ma'am. I've been sending customer to you to let you know that he's not even angry. He's not angry. He's still bringing customers to us. He's still calling. He was saying, don't mind me. He came back for forgiveness. I am sorry. You really helped me. So
I have some dispatchers that are still coming, like we still use them till now. Like whenever we are able to strand them, say, guy, even though we're not more working with them, we call them, how far can you come and take this bike and we'll do like, I understand where you're coming from.
Let me tell you, we don't have to end the relationship in always the staff is bad. This guy, I was shocked. Me, I was even thinking he would be angry, but I know I tried my best. And I tell myself, right from the day when I started my business, God is the judge for what I do with my employees. Have a fair staff handbook. Don't have wicked policies, very wicked. And your policy don't have to just be about you. Let there be balance. Your staff need rest. Let it be there. Your staff needs some bit of compensation. Let those things be there. It must not be as big as the multinationals, but you can start with something. You can start with something.
Someone asked a question and I wanted us to answer. Please,
okay.
Before we even move to that, you guys are here, 200-something people here. Please, you guys should also tag your friends. You're having a very fresh, interesting discussion with Coach Nancy and I, and you want your friends to also hear about this. Stop being stingy. Tag them. They will come live. All right. There's something someone asked. Somebody said, what if staff that just wake up and leave? What do you do about it? I have an opinion, but I'll allow you to talk first.
Okay, good. So for me, I used to have that in the past. That staff will just wake up and leave. And one of the things that make any staff to leave, that organization, they don't recognize. There's something missing. There's something you have not done. There's something you have not done, or the person have not seen you that you are even fair to them. It's not about you. Don't feel bad, please. Let's just say it the way it is. Then number 2, you need to have what we call like a retention strategy in what you have. The way we do strategy for business, you have to think for what will make these people stay. What will make these people tell me when they are going? I have not had, in the last like 9 years, I've not had any staff leaving without giving us 30 days. And I am intentional about it. It's about your strategy for them. You must have it in your staff handbook. There is a way you create it. It's not like you are enforcing them. And again, when people feel that I might need you tomorrow, they will behave well. I tell my staff, if you leave today, just even calling me to say I want to go to American Embassy and I give you my bank statement and you don't pay to get it, do you know it's an asset to you? So don't even spoil the relationship. The relationship is an asset to you. So there's a lot of things to put on the table with your staff to make them actually not go. I remember in our last masterclass in January, she makes cake. So she came there, she was worried. She said 2 of our staff had actually resigned, that they are going to stop so months. So when I started teaching, I said, number one, you must understand what these people want. There are some things they want. They are saying it in, you people are not paying attention. Pay attention. And there are some questions now, you look at it, use it for your business. Your business will never remain the same again. She said, okay. I said, go back to this thing. It's actually part of the template in the online course. Go to it, go through it, and go back and engage these people. Don't engage only them. Don't make them feel that they are important. Engage all your staff. You know, some people, what we do is when somebody is trying to resign, you try to please that person. It's a bad way of behaving. When you want to change policy, change it for everybody. The fact that I have not resumed made that I appreciate you more. Don't come and take the person that is leaving more important than the person staying. No. So she went, she created, she said, oh, and I told her, she called me, coach, this is what I want to do. I said, okay, this is how you should do it. Just call all of them to a meeting, engage them on the new way, that this is what the staff handbook contains, this is the new thing you want to do, this is how. She said immediately she finished, they came back, I'm not resigning again. And I told her that, do you realize that these people, they actually want to work, but your work condition is what they don't like. The fact that somebody resigned from your organization, they are still going to look for work out there. So how do you ensure you retain them? Because it's the same work they want to go and do. It's not something else. But they just need a better place, a better environment, a better boss, a boss that is respectful. Don't disrespect your staff, even though you're cleaner. Don't give them that respect. It helps a lot. I'm telling you, they can save you a lot of things when you put that respect. And one of the things that can help you so much with respect for your team, with empathy for them, is you having the right staff handbook. When you have the right staff handbook, that solves your own problem. Your business, I tell people, it's not about copy and paste. You have to edit out what is not needed. You have to be sure, because you're a small business, there are some things you don't need. What you need, focus on it. And you realize that these people that you say, I remember somebody contacted me last year. Oh, my staff, all of them are bad. I said, madam, calm down. Don't sack anybody. Leave them. Let me come. Let's do this work together. We did it. Those people now, she's saying they are very good, they are wonderful. When you don't do the needful, you can say anybody is bad. Sometimes it might just be a little trick from us. Sometimes it might be a little trick for them. It might be us putting the right policy for them. It might be us engaging them. It might be us training them in some light. It might also be us informing them. Some people will say, I have policies, or my staff, they violate it anyhow. I'll tell them, don't worry. Come, let's do it together. Let's engage them. I'm telling you, you'll be shocked at the other way. Because if you don't engage your staff properly, they might still violate your policy. How do you ensure they understand what is there? Okay, for instance, all your staff are school start older. They don't understand too much grammar. You are putting professional grammar. Just break it down to what they can understand. You'll be shocked that they will comply. I remember I worked with a lady. She would tell me on the 28th, all the staff, they will start standing beside her car. Once you get to 28, 29, they will stand beside her car like they want to collect salary. You said, so I don't have transport again. Mommy, I don't have this one. That is, she will be shy. She will not be giving them money on this. I said, this is sad. I said, ma, don't do this again. Immediately we create the staff handbook we gave them. She said, Coach Nancy, for the very first time, hey, these people did not disgrace me this month. I said, no, ma, you have to communicate. Now, once you communicate to them, they now know when to expect their salary. They can plan. They can plan. But you just pay them on the 10th, or people will just pay them on the 2. You are just confusing. Let them also plan. The way you are planning, let them plan. Or your salary is going to come XYZ. And if the salary don't come, the manager or the admin or the HR will send them official apology. We are sorry, we cannot make this today due to whatever. It will come as soon as possible. They will feel like a G, like, oh, in this organization, they are telling me sorry. And what about you? You will feel good. And another thing, I don't know if you want to say something. I want to say another thing I want to also emphasize is when people hire new people sometimes, and the people have higher bargaining power, they tend to like treat the existing staff badly by paying those people more than the existing staff. This thing can cause conflict of everlasting conflict. They will just be angry. They will just be sad. They will just become somebody that is good before will just turn to be this madam self. Everybody will just, because you just hired a new person and they were earning maybe 70, you now brought in somebody else and the person is now earning 100. And sometimes the person you brought can speak good grammar, but he cannot even do the job they are doing. You are going to mess up your team. So there's what we call, you must create standard for salary entry. You must create standard for salary. So you must make provisions for everybody. Even though you are going to bring in somebody that is not
feeling very proud this night, because even my HR person is actually here, and she was like, Nelly, you see all the things we have done, you know. Go ahead, dude. Don't mind me.
you must try to ensure there is payment structure for them. When somebody is coming in at this level, this is what the person should wear. When somebody is coming in here, so when a new person comes in and you align with that structure you have, you see them, they will be happy. They will just say, Madam, welcome, ma. Everybody's happy with you. But when you now pay the person more than them, they are not happy. And if you are in their shoe, you won't be happy. And one thing that this structure helps you achieve is that it gives you also peace of mind. You know that there is no hatred between you and your staff. Everybody knows everything is clear. What we have is clear. Whatever you want to do is there. And I tell people, everything you do when it comes to be policy, culture, whatever culture you want to see, you must create it and put it there. Don't take out anything. So people say some things are there. No, it is, you have to put everything there. Your SOP is a different document. SOP talks about operations, how to do things in your organization, the step-by-step way of doing. But your policy speak to your employees, how to their behavior, the way they behave, what you allow, what you don't allow. And you must understand that whatever you allow grows. If you allow your staff to misbehave, everyone will turn to that. If you continue to allow everybody to come late, don't worry. One day you will get to your store. You will be the only one that will resume by 10. And normally you resume by 8. Just because you've been allowing it. You must be firm. That does not make you bad. You're just somebody that is keeping to standard. Does not make you bad. A lot of people don't know how to draw a line between being bad and keeping to standard. Keeping to standard is different from being wicked. When you have communicated your policy with your employees and they are the one breaching, you are not the one bad at that point. It's the person that is bad. And one good thing I've realized about having the right staff handbook for your business and based on what you need and your business is the fact that it helps you weed out people that cannot align with your organization. So some people come in after interview, after everything, we get to the stage of, oh, go through the staff handbook. If you have any question, feel free to ask them, ask the admin, everything. Feel free to ask questions. Don't be scared of anything that does not align with you there. Ask us. So they go through, they come and say, Saturdays, I go to school. Oh, we are sorry. We work on Saturdays. No, we sell telecom products. We work on Saturdays. The only time you won't come to work is during your leave or if you are taking special permission. But for Saturdays, you have to come to work. And the truth is, one of the things I've learned before, somebody would beg me and say, I'm going to school on Saturday. I was okay. Let me just allow her because I like the face. Those days when I was still learning structure. Then my staff will be angry that they have been working for me for 5 years. They come on Saturday. The new person is not coming. So at the point I told myself, Nancy, no, once you cannot work on Saturday, sorry, you are not a fit for my organization. It does not mean that you can't get job elsewhere, but you can't get job here. Here, we do Monday to Saturday. We are sorry. So it's easy for you to just be so nice and be so okay. And again, another thing that also happen a lot that affect your team is when you have your family members working in your organization and you are doing double standard. Your family, because your siblings are working with you or your niece resume by maybe 12. Then your staff resume by 8. It's unfair. When you say you are building structure, you must ensure this everything applies to everyone. I'm telling you, except in a case where there is a pregnant staff and you decide to say, okay, this person, we are giving this person 10 minutes extra, 30 minutes, is a special case because she's pregnant. But apart from that, if your niece is not pregnant and your staff that is also not pregnant can come by 8, your niece should also come by 8. Don't give me any reason. Oh, she's washing clothes. Your staff, they also have clothes to wash for their mother. They have clothes to wash for their, and they still try to come to work early. So if you start to do all these things in a very transparent way, I'm telling you, your staff will say, if MD's sister can come by 8, let me come early. When they start seeing those things, you realize that these issues we talk about, our employees are bad. They are not that bad. Employees are not bad. From my own experience, I've had more good people than bad ones. And I have this mindset that if you go, a better person will come. That has always been what happened to me. When I meet my driver, a better driver. Dispatch went, a better dispatch. all my nobody's giving. I'm not having stress in that sense when it comes to staff, because why? You have put those things in place. We must know what we want.
Let me say something. Let me say some things, right? In the terms of this, I also want us to also learn to balance things. One thing I learned very early is that you can't allow one person to monopolize one role only.
Of course.
And that is one of the reasons why someone was asking that, I have a staff who comes late all the time, or somebody just abruptly leaves you. You can't have one person monopolize. If you have a customer service person, there has to be someone over, shadowing that person. I don't care whether it's your cook. I'm using because I'm a food business owner. Somebody has to shadow to know what that person also does, just in case that person does boom, bam, and goes. It happens. While you are still chasing, your business still has to go on. While you still want to maybe get do all the work, your business, you can't do it by yourself. So you need to have someone who shadows you. One person cannot be the alpha and omega of one particular role in your business.
So
am I correct?
Let me add to that. So for me, what I did is, when we hire you, we tell you you can actually sit on any role at any time. It's part of, because for small business, you must think like you are not that big yet to say, once I hire you as admin, as you grow, you can evolve. But for now, I tell my staff, if I'm doing interview, I'm interviewing you as a cashier or storekeeper based on the kind of things I need in my organization. I tell you, you must learn every other role. You can work in every other role. So what we do is, sometimes we do turns. We change people. You go and work in store, come and work here. But we have informed you before you came in. So at a point, you now realize that everybody now knows how to do everything. It's just that there are some people that are very good at some. So we put the most experienced one in the right place. But in case we have emergency, if you have emergency, somebody can quickly step in. So that
this cannot work for us.
It might not be able to work for you.
Because as a food business, I can't just go and get someone in customer service to come and cook food for us. Everything will spoil. everything will scatter. But there are segments.
Like if the kitchen can have people.
So we can have the bakers. We can have the bakers cook and the cook bake. So yes, we can have the bakers cook and the cook. Yes, that we do that. But it's just for you to know what works for your business. And I want to take a little bit back with what you said about understanding where your vision of your business is going.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that. It's so annoying. That is the reason why many people are not doing what. And be telling yourself the truth.
Be truthful. Just tell yourself the truth.
Yes.
Tell even your finances.
I am now.
Tell yourself, how much do I have? I don't have. No, that's yourself.
I'm changing how Nelly's is. This is me. I'm going from everyday come and buy to putting it in stores. So I'm already doing the transition to the places where I'm now putting cartons of things into stores, moving it into places that I'm waiting for people to come. Because of the way I want to run the business, I've realized that to me, it's much manageable when I do that, take it over to these places that always asking people to buy. Yeah. I already have the social media presence. I can push traffic with it. Get these people, distribute it in different places, hire distributors, get my products all over everywhere, and focus on that. I am that kind of person who starts late too. But the moment I say I'm doing this, damn the devil to hell. I will go every length to go. Do you understand? So everybody knows what works for you. And don't be shy that someone say, maybe tomorrow I come and announce that I'm shutting down this part of Nelly's because of this. And someone like, hey, maybe she's shutting down, maybe she doesn't have money. That's whatever you want to think is your business.
It's your personal problem.
It's your personal business. I'm looking for the most profitable way for my business. For me to remain profitable from 2015 to today, I am doing something right. For me to be able to be in business till now, I'm doing something right. It's not about what you are saying on social media. It is about what I'm seeing. So it's how do you double down on the place that is making you the best money.
Let me say something to vision. A lot of people have visions that are very self-centered. Only them. And if your vision is not inclusive of your customers and your staff, you don't have the right, because those things matters a lot. And when we talk about, if you know your vision, for instance, if you want, like what Nelly just said now, you know, for your business, I want to focus on retail marketing. I want to go retail. There is a way you are going to structure your business. And for retail, there is enough, you are going to have enough employee in-house. Now, if you say, I want to go the distribution way, I want to drop it in superstores, I want to get distributors to sell for me, it's another structure. Because these things will help you in the way you structure your business. But now, if you don't know where you are going, you don't even have a plan of where you are going, then you just start acting. You will be acting on everybody's decision. This one will say, push it like this, you will go. Push it this way, you will go. And sometimes, some people have the two in place. I want to do distribution, I want retailing. And you must know, I tell people, it is not about you deciding. Some of these things comes with a lot of stretch. You have to put in the work. There is work that is involved. Because let me tell you, like for distribution, if you want to do distribution business, truly, if you want to go into the market fast, the best good way is distribution. Getting people to buy up in large quantity, put it in stores, because that's what MTN did for people like us. MTN never sold anything for themselves. They will wake up and say, Madam, your target is 500 million. You will go and find out. I was telling someone that I'm going to do that topic soon, for especially production people, how to increase your market share with distributorship and wholesale.
Well, we are here. We want to learn.
Because these people, they came into Nigeria without, we are the one. It's our money, it's our staff. We are the one taking the risk. They are in their office taking fun. You are on the street selling the product and showing, and you begin to get big numbers for them.
But what they also did for you guys was that they did the marketing.
That's what visibility. They've done their part. Their part is visibility. Ensuring there's publicity.
That is what I started sitting down. I'm telling you, that's what I sat down to do for Nelly's. I said, Nelly, you have visibility. Get distributors. Sit down and do the help.
Do you know distributorship is very sweet.
And sit down and be making your money.
Do you know distributorship is very sweet if you do it well? In terms of, you can do
it well.
If you can have like platinum people, you will just share your goal. What's your goal? I want to do 100 million. You will just share it for 10 people. You will be doing the visibility. That's your work. Doing promotion, letting people go to their store. They will be doing the work.
As in, they'll put it in all the stores. Today you see yourself in Dubai. Tomorrow you see yourself in like everywhere.
Do you know that some of these big brands, even their senior staff, they are not in Nigeria and they are earning salary. Yes. They are sitting abroad. Some of them are in UK for the whole year. Since COVID, they are not back and they are collecting salary. You must not keep. I was telling one of my clients that, did you know you can sell franchise of your product? What makes Domino's to be selling franchise does not mean any business. What we lack here is structure. A lot of us are not ready to structure because we are holding on to so much. Oh, I don't want them to know. I don't want my staff to know. I don't want my this one to know. No.
My grandfather.
Free yourself so that you can be wealthy. You can have more. Domino's does not have two heads. Imagine they spring up. Go and count how many of them is in Nigeria. Whereas we have a lot of people. Even look at Minimi Chin Chin. A lot of us are online. We sell this product and we are waiting. Minimi Chin Chin. They say they are in stock exchange. Minimi. And some of you will say, oh, my Chin Chin is more crunchy than Minimi. My Chin Chin. But they are making the money.
They are taking the shade.
They are making the money. Let me tell you, there's a lot structure can do for you. I was speaking today somewhere. I said, no matter whether you are online, whether you have a store online, if your back end is not okay, you can't breathe.
At all. If
people are sending in order, they are sending in order, you are saying, I'm coming. You will not be able to rest. So these things have a way to help us. You imagine if they are setting up maybe Domino's or Cold Stone, do we see the CEO come into Nigeria? No, they don't come in. They just set it up and they are getting money from it. I want us to know that let's open our mind. This money that we are looking for is actually available, but we need to be ready to sacrifice. We need to be ready to put the needful there. Sometimes, when we talk online, people think, oh, they want to make money, coach. For me, my mission is to raise wealthy entrepreneurs. I shout it every day. Because this thing is possible.
Wealthy entrepreneurs who are also ready to grow. Because not everybody who wants to also grow. There are some wealthy entrepreneurs, they want to stay where they are. I beg, just leave me.
I'm telling you, we need to learn to grow, because if we do this, it will help us. Number one, it will even help this nation. Imagine that wherever you are now, you can open additional 2 extra outlets, or you can increase your order by ×2 online. You will get more staff. You will hire more people into your work. Then you are taking, unemployment level will be reducing. Just think about it. If you think about it from that perspective, I was telling someone, if you can get majority of these stores to do well and they can do more, they wire people. All the stores of all these maybe Dominions, people are there working, and it's Nigerians. And I want to ask everyone, if Nigerians are there working, they are not giving them headache, why do we say our employees are giving us issues? It's because we don't have structure.
Please, I want to also mention something about these employees giving us headache. For all of us that are quick to fire staff, ask yourself, when you made your mistakes in your business, did you fire yourself?
No.
Nobody fired you. But you're quick to fire. Are you God? Are you God? What is it? What is your problem? Every small thing, you're fired. How? But you make that same mistake and you want everybody to understand.
It's not even mistake.
I want others to understand. Why would we understand when you are firing somebody else? What are you to the experienced? Do you understand? Please give people chances.
And again, let me tell you, you must give people chance to make mistake in your organization.
Yes.
It is a standard.
And
it's part of structure. It's part of the process. You must give them. And
let me give an example. Sorry. I can remember the first time we hired my driver. I think my driver now is has been with us for close to, he's getting to 10 years, right? I think so. So the first time we went out, we had an accident too. We had an accident, and as usual, you'll be like, fire. But I spoke to him. I was like, please, let's just give him a chance. I just felt like it was not intentional. I looked at a lot of things. We did a lot of deliveries that day. That was when I used to do deliveries, Nelly's around. I'll put it in So Fresh and some other places. We went to a lot of deliveries. He dropped these school runs, just so many things that we did. So maybe, let's just agree that maybe it's one of those things that made him to hit that pole. And till tomorrow, he keeps saying that he could not believe that we gave him a second chance. He's still driving us till today. He could not believe that we could give him a second chance. So, I'm not that kind of person who...
I want to create balance for some people.
I look at things very well and critically before I make that decision. I don't just jump in and say, oh, fire. If I want to fire you, except you have done something, I would drag your wig out of my house. Like I'll drag even out of my store. Like I'll remove you. But, until today, he's still doing work well. He has, you could see someone who is now more passionate than ever, putting more time to his work. It's as if someone feels indebted because you gave me a chance.
So another
let me tell you how long this thing. The other time he came for during the holiday, one Christmas like that, he had an accident. He came for a party, and on his way back, he had an accident. That accident almost took his legs and his life. For 6 months, he could not walk, he could not do anything. And after 6 months, he got back himself, he walked, and he came back. He's still driving us.
So let me just create balance for this particular point. I've had a staff before that made mistake, connive with people to actually
not conniving part. If you connive,
wait. Let me explain it well. So what I want to say is that at the end of the day, I forgave the person. Why? So it's about your personality. You must understand something. When you are trying to implement structure, your person matters. Like now, for me, if you are very truthful, I can forgive you. If I know you are truthful at that point, a staff has did something very bad, and I just went to her to say, did you do it? And she said yes. That yes alone melted my heart. I said, okay, I forgive you, but don't ever try it. And she signed an undertaking, and I allowed that again. But somebody else cannot stand that. It does not make you bad. I need to balance it. It does not make you bad, because some of these things are, for some people, there are things they cannot tolerate. Because it's going to make them like, they will continue to nag on that person. If you are going to be nagging on the person, let the person, like me, I say, when we have incompetent people in our organization, you've tried to correct, you've tried to do this, you've tried to do that, they are not working. Sometimes let them go so that their self-esteem is still in place. Don't destroy their self-esteem. Because when you keep talking, so for some people, they will say, a friend was saying, never, I will never allow the girl, even though she said the truth. That's our problem. It does not mean that friend is bad. It's just that it's a function of who we are. The fact that I can allow somebody that has done that to come back, it does not mean that I'm a good person. It's not that I'm the best. No. It's not about my personality. I can absorb that kind of thing. Some people cannot. So it's a level of offense, the level of what your organization can take, or the impact of that thing. And also your spirit. Like for me now, also sometimes somebody has done something bad. They're just spirit. Let's allow this person. Let's allow this person. He didn't know. So that's where management discretion comes in.
That's what I wanted to say.
So whenever you are, even though you have a policy, there is what we call management discretion. So now somebody has done something. If just like for instance, maybe you say your staff should always, the people should credit your bank account in your office. And now your staff now said there was no network. She now use her personal account and transfer it back to you. You know she has violated the policy. But now you have to look at it from that management discretion perspective to say, oh, what is the motive? Did she do it to steal? Did she do it, or did she do it to save the organization? Then you can now educate her better and say, oh, please, don't do it again. No, this is actually, so it's not every time you fire. Please,
even sometimes they actually know that it is wrong, but because they want to save something in the company at that moment, that's why you have to use your managerial. That managerial discretion is something very
important.
Yes.
Very
and
important.
Also, we also need to talk about flexibility. Like, okay, so there was a time I used to give, like the people who are customer service, maybe if there's an issue, a refund or something, a maximum of 3,000 naira per day. Like if something happens, maybe a customer is shouting, or we need to do a refund, like you have a maximum of 3,000 to refund that customer. So this kind of little things actually also gives them the power, just in case you're not around, you're not available, and they need to make a decision. That's also their discretion. So not only are you having managers' discretion, the employees also need to know what level should they use and say, oh, I can actually take a decision on behalf of the company because of what is happening in front of me.
I will share this story with you. So when it comes to customer complaint, it's a serious issue because we are in organization to actually ensure our customers are satisfied all the time. What do? You try as much as possible to ensure that customer complaint or how to resolve customer complaint. It should be something everybody in your organization understand. They might not have the same level to resolving it, but they need to understand it. And it's one of the things that is very important in your SOP that you have to track. Steps. Because if not, that can actually cripple or even bring down your business. I remember I went to one of the eateries one time to buy snacks, and getting them, a customer walked in and said, this snacks is not good, it's spoiled, it's smelling, it is bad, why did you sell it to me? The staff told them, you realize the customer is angry already, and he told the customer to hold on and wait for manager. That is a wrong way of doing business.
Yes.
You have to try as much as possible. You would have educated that staff to be able to resolve that kind of level of complaint, because that complaint is very serious and it's something that needs emergencies and emergency. You need attention on time. So she was waiting and the lady was attending to others. This woman started shouting, your meat pie is bad. What they would have avoided with a good way of communicating,
and they'll lose other customers immediately.
They even lose me because I had to go out. When they say it's bad, I turn out and I left. So now in my own office, the way we do is, if a customer comes back to say, oh, this recharge card is not entering, we can't load it. From the sales rep to the inventory, everybody knows what to do. If the customer care is around, they will direct you. The customer care will attend to you now. But if she's not there immediately, they will take it, look at it, investigate and say, oh, sorry, we'll resolve it tomorrow. You have to train them. Don't be saying, let me tell you one thing, employee discretion does not really exist in that sense. You have to put them through on what to do. Yes. Don't assume they know. They don't know because they are not you. And the reason why they are afraid to do something, they don't want to do what they will do, that you will come back and start shouting like, why did you give her 200? Why did you give her?
Do not cost their salary and tell them that they say,
So we must understand this thing. I'm telling you, the truth is, if you really desire growth in your business, structure is the way. And in our structure of business with ease online course, we have editable staff handbook there that you can just take, edit it to suit you. That we've used for a while. You can just take, edit it to suit you. And the truth is, every business needs to start building team. The truth is, like we say, they say people is the greatest asset of your organization. It's not people, the right people. When you have these things documented and you've been able to take the one that really covers your business fully, you'll be shocked that when people comes into your organization, after the whole process of recruitment, you've done interview, this person is the person, give the person your staff and let the person go through. Can you actually work here? Look at the rules, look at the benefit, look at what is accrued to you. Let the person look at it and weigh it. Then you ask the person, are you still going to work with us? Some will tell you, yes, they will sign. Some people will actually tell you no. And don't feel bad. Some will not even stay. Some will just say, I will come back, and they won't come back. Know that they are not good for your organization. Don't be sad about it. Because the truth is, if you have hired such a person, it will be the one violating your rules. It will be the one giving you too much stress. So now the person is telling you up front that I can't work. Oh. Somebody was like, okay, no, excuse me, ma. So if this item is missing in my hand, I have to provide it. I said, yes, now they gave it to you. So that one, there is tendencies of something else. So you have to let them go. Don't feel bad about it. And that's why we always say, when you have the right staff handbook, it helps you attract the right staff and weed out the wrong ones. You want to say something? Let me allow you.
Yeah. I think I forgot what I wanted to say. What I wanted to really just talk about is that, these things we are talking about, right? It took us time. Yes, it took us a lot of mistakes. Personally, I have paid people in the past, and I got things that they downloaded from social Instagram, Google, and it was not what was right fit for my business. See, when you go to Coach Nancy Nnadi and you go to do that her SYBE, trust me, you're gonna come back. You're gonna come back and say, Nelly, thank you. You're gonna come back and say, Nelly, thank you for bringing Coach Nancy live today, because it's not something we're saying like that is just for talking sake. Some of you need to weed out a lot of troubles that is happening underground. You're working hard. You're really doing good in your job. You're doing a lot, but yet you cannot even see money. No results, no nothing. You're having headache. You're burning out. So many things. You're paying salary. Everything you're doing.
Overwhelming. You're paying salary.
You're overwhelmed.
You're still doing everything.
You wonder how Naija Bright Chick shows up every day online. It's because I have people doing the work. The reason why Coach Nancy can also come online is because we have also trained ourselves or have trained people to be able to do the work. So go and join the SYBE and send her a DM if you want to have the handbook and all. Is it handbook or the whole course itself?
The whole course. Everything is inside
the whole course.
There's
because
SOP
it's not just
there.
about giving you a handbook.
SOP guide,
you might get a handbook.
Everything is there.
Yes, you get a handbook and you're wrong. So why
you
don't you send her a DM?
We even have group coaching. We take it week by week. You implement till the end. At the end, you cannot even step out of your business for one day. Switch off. Nobody should call you for one day.
Nobody. I didn't know how I did my own. I told my staff, I said, see, I'm going to get pregnant again. I'm going to born another pikin. Let me see what I could call me from the you. You people should do this work. Like, it was getting so much. Every time, madam, please. I'm like, are you guys kidding? Are you kidding me? So if I am like this now, I cannot go and born another pikin, and you people be calling me as I'm in the labor room. Are you okay? So when I said that, most of them, and they just.
I realized one of my clients that does that part of the last cohort. She's a doctor, so she's into healthcare. After the course, she said, Coach, 4 years I've not traveled. I traveled for 10 days. No disturb, nothing.
Nobody will call you.
And things was going fine. So it's about some of the things we share today is experience. And it's not just that you copy paste. When you have the experience, you can break it down to small business. And I tell you, as you begin to grow, you can begin to add more.
So they're asking for the link to the course and asking how much it is.
First so the course is actually 150,000, but early bird is ending, and our early bird is 112,500. 112,500. In the course, you are going to get a lot of financial templates. You are going to get your staff handbook, just editable one, just put your name, change it for yourself. You will get SOP template, SOP guide. There is a lot in the course, so much. That some of these things I've talked about today. Okay, what does your employee want? It's a course like 8 modules. You will listen to the video, hear those points, go and implement. Is module every week. We launch each module till the 8th week, and every week we have group coaching. We have group coaching every week. So after the modules, you come into the group coaching interactive section. We ask questions, we talk, ask questions that are peculiar to you. Okay, this one I don't understand. All those things we handle it there. Then we move, go and implement the other week until the 8th week. At the 8th week, I'm very sure if you implement, you will definitely have results to show. And it's also more about also putting the right systems in place in terms of when it comes to your raw material. For those of us in production, you buy products, you just mix it together. There's what we call raw material utilization. How do you effectively utilize your raw material so that you are not wasting your resources? Some of you, what is stealing your profit is actually your raw materials. They are not managing it well.
A lot of wastage.
Waste in that process. Oh, you buy a bag of flour. What? I was talking to someone said, okay, a bag of flour comes out with 100 loaves of bread. At the end, when they produce, you will see 60. So you begin to look at where is it going to? Okay.
I'm not even seeing the question. Is the 2-hour session still valid?
Okay. For people that, if you pay today, we will give you 2-hour section. This is the final night. We won't do it again. 2-hour section for anyone that pays today. So just send us a DM. Quickly register. In short, first 5 people. Sorry, because I can't divide myself in this one-on-one session so that I will not kill myself. So it's just 5 first people that register. They will get the 2-hour session. And this is for the Courtesy Naija Brand Chick. It's for Naija Brand Chick. I'm giving you.
You guys should enter her DM right now.
So there's a lot to learn. And the truth is, I keep saying it, we need visibility and we need structure. If you can get the 2 intact, I'm telling you, you're on your way to making it real big. For me, I didn't even do online visibility. It was offline. But I know what it did for me. Not to talk of today when we have online visibility that you can do and just be there. So
someone said, what about businesses that deal with production? How do we handle? I deal with production. I deal with that. Go and meet Coach Nancy.
I do recipes. Production, and you know what I've read? Whether it's services. For production, you have raw material, you have finished.
Let me give you small expo. Let me give them small expo for you. Let me tell you what Coach Nancy will do for you. She will make sure that you will grow, not just that it is the recipe. Because, sometimes we are feeling that if they steal our recipe, they have stolen our business. It's because we have not created a brand and a structure. We have not created an experience for the customer. It is everything that Coach Nancy is going to teach you.
And apart from that,
you're not scared about your recipe.
Yes.
When I realized that this recipe, like anybody can go and make, like now, customers now, we give them banana bread mix, and we give them the recipe. Like, go and do it in your house. I don't care. Go and do the banana bread in your house.
It's 2 things. It's 2 things. Let me tell you. As a brand, that's why I say as a brand. As a brand, sometimes you have go to the level that even though somebody decides to start, it's not going to do anything to you. Then for some of us that are still starting, there's what we call how to protect your trade secrets. If you don't want your staff, there's a lady that she's in Dubai now. She did not travel for 10 years because of her trade secrets. But when she came to the course, I taught her what to do. And we made it a way, just like what you said. There's a way we create the recipe that she can make it available for her staff in large quantity, despite the fact that they don't know they don't really know the recipe. But now every day she's calling me, Coach, God bless you. She didn't travel for years because she didn't want that. She has had the experience of people stealing her brand. So why I said this is because everybody's not at the same level. So people are still growing. So when you say you can allow your recipe, people say, I don't want to allow my recipe. Don't worry, it's growth. You will keep growing, You get to a stage where some of these things don't really matter to you. You realize that you have grown beyond checking some things that don't matter, to be sincere. And if you also treat your staff well, I remember somebody made a post, they're talking about, there's so much to learn.
I'm telling you, when it comes to structure, and it's a very interesting
topic. I would like to you, very loaded. 8 modules, and you will not regret that you pay for the course. So for anyone that is interested, just send us a DM. We'll send you the account details, or we'll send you the link. You register, and just come 1st of July. The class will start.
Well done, well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well done. This is amazing. Please, you guys should send her a DM. Send her a DM. Send her a DM. See, if you, I don't want to talk too much, but when you're done with Coach Nancy, you'll come back and tell me. When you're done, you will come back and tell me. And for those in our DSI, don't worry. When you also see what she's going to give you by the side, you will go back.
You will not go back. You
will go back again. Because that's how it's supposed to be.
Yes,
that's how it's supposed to be. Anyways, thank you so much for always honoring me. Even though you're in my DSI, anytime I say come, let us do.
I'm coming. I'll wear my shoe and jump in.
Thank you so much for honoring.
Thank you.
It means a lot. Please, you guys, send her a DM. Trust me. You will
not regret it at all.
You will enjoy it. It's gonna be amazing. You will have to sleep well. Most of you have not slept well in a long time. Most of you cannot afford to sleep because you need to confirm payment.
Scared. They don't have peace of mind.
Yes, they even need to confirm payment.
If I step out, what will happen to my goods? You can be fine. You can be fine.
So let's teach you the easy way. So when we come on social media, it's because we have done the work at the back end.
It's not easy. Back end must be done.
The work at the back end. So we are now in the front end talking to you. So we're not Instagram coaches.
Have you?
We're not Instagram. We have been there, done that. We have grinded and everything.
I'm telling you,
and the experience is
succeeding. It's sweet to share. Nelly, it's sweet to share these things. But when we were going through these things, they were
it was not funny. It was not funny.
Serious pain. But now, as I tell people, sit on the.
Let me before they go. Let me just give you one more small gist. There's one like that. You know, he told me that his sister, one of my dispatcher, then he told me that his sister had an accident, something that she's in Akwa Ibom or something. And
you just said all this one last year. You gave us
they give her money, then they give her money. No, so this guy was, you know. So I can tell you that at that moment I said to myself, I will be a wicked boss. Let me just be wicked. How can you dupe me like this? But I just realized that it's because also that I didn't put a structure to this whole thing.
At that time.
I didn't put a structure to giving. Because of it, empathy, emotional.
Sentimental, emotional. We don't need it.
Even down to loans. There's a way towards it. You don't just carry your money.
In the staff handbook, there is process to loan.
Loans.
We sat down to
no matter how they are talking, say, please see what the book says. You can only get this certain percentage of your salary.
Do you know the truth is that it will help you to have the right people. You will tell them, somebody will come, I need IOU. You say, sorry, you are not up to 1 year. You can't need IOU. Work first. You have not served anybody. So the policy is saying 1 year and it's telling you the condition. And so people will get loan from you and say,
borrow.
So people will get loan from you and say, hello,
because you're not writing it down.
Don't debit me this month. Please, ma, don't debit. No. The policy has it.
Oh,
your money will be paid for.
Don't debit me.
Don't debit me.
I want the debit and start being
I have another problem. No, now. So all these things has been factored into the staff handbook. Is really comprehensive. And when you're also creating your staff handbook, you must ensure it is labor compliance and it's also human rights compliance. Our lawyer sat down to go through it, ensure we take out anything that. So those are the things. We've done a lot of work for you. Even in the online course, we even put labor law under. Go through it yourself, enjoy it. This is really loaded. I won't lie. So much to learn.
I'm
so
telling you, like looking at this thing, looking back at everything that I have gone through, especially as I'm trying to grow Nelly's and even Nigeria branch, I'm like, whoa, Nelly, you have really grown. Now in my handbook, I am very clear. I am as even some of them are saying, your job is to make me to look good in front of these people. If I have to, like, you have to literally pamper this my people. If that is what is your job, you're gonna do it.
Yes.
So I'm not more like we write down exactly how I don't do like for the staff that I have that virtual. I can't be telling you open by 8 and close by 10. For what?
No,
you're not here in your house. No. I tell you, you're gonna work every single time. I'm telling you, because it's the
people don't understand.
You know,
now. You will
I tell you, this is how I want it though. Only on Sunday that you're not going to work.
Time you have to be available.
Yes, you will be available from so time to so time. You agree? You will meet me physically once a week or 2 times. Like all those little things that you're supposed you want. The moment you do it. Please, you guys, let us not talk too much. If we start talking till tomorrow, we're not going to end it.
I'm telling you, because this topic is pregnant.
I'm telling you. So please go and register.
Thank you.
Go into her DM, come back and tell me. Go into her DM, come back and tell me. You will be amazed.
I'm telling you.
How in the next
we have a lot of people. There is this lady that she sent me a post. She's actually enrolled doing the last time from your page. She said, Coach Nancy, I got 10,000 value. 10,000 times. If I have paid 10 times 10,000 of this amount, I will still be grateful. And she came from you. She will say, I'm very grateful. I'm like,
I like my people. I like my people.
I'm telling you. People. She came from you. Thank you so much. God bless you.
I know that they'll
come. You. And for everyone, send us a DM. We'll be there to take it. God bless you all. Let me go and wipe my face and
rest. All right then. Have a nice day for yourself.
Right. Thank you.